beautiful friend. I am live and direct from Kealakekua Bay, Hawaii, and it's high noon here, a little bit after Kalamai for the little bit of tardiness. This is a new platform and a new curious process for me, so I'm going to do my best to roll with it. I am Dewi Maile Lim, and I am a point of light here on the planet, just like you are, who is deeply missioned and called and inspired to gather with the others to co-create intentional, safe, and creative emergent spaces right now during this crucial time on our planet when we are the ones who are anchoring in this new playground for us to create from, to rise from the ashes of the old paradigm, the crumbling separation matrix, and to really come together in unity consciousness in the unified field to anchor in the work we came here to do. And so wherever you are on your process, I just really want to acknowledge you and honor you and your whole evolutionary arc, your yes to come here and incarnate at this time. I am so delighted to cross paths, whether we're meeting for the first time today or have had several interactions over the years in the past. Earlier, Naya was in the room with me here, and her and I have known each other for many decades now, probably even since the late 90s. I think that's when I first met Naya. So, if you reflect on all of the encounters around your life that have taken you to this now moment, I've been really doing a lot of reflection on the last 25 years of my experience, and in particular how I've used creativity and art as a way to create experiences of oneness, to use music and art making and dance and celebratory revelry, which is I feel like most of us, like, if there was no need, like if everything was provided for us and if we did not have to concern ourselves with trauma and healing and all of these things, if we're in this ultimate expression of humanity's field, we would be doing these things: dancing, praying, playing, singing, creating beauty together. And so we can do that here and now, and that's what today's announcement is all about. So I am doing a State of the Union, so to speak, first, before I invite you into something that I have that's completely free and coming up over the next 2 weeks in June. And I'm really excited because Gemini season is my season. So things have really been activated and on fire for me since the end of May. And we're going to take most of June to gather in circle and community to witness one another. Right now, it's a one-to-one, excuse me, kind of a one-way transmission where I'm expressing to you. Normally in my containers and groups have Zooms where we're all gathered together and we're able to interface and co-create in real time together. So I'll share more about what's coming up and this completely free to attend opportunity where there will be at least 4 opportunities for us to come together. So as far as the State of the Union for Luminary Leaders of Light, in my experience, all I see is the gathering of those who feel aligned with being way showers in this time. Like everywhere I go, and every point of interaction that I have with others is really affirming this and giving me a lot of inspiration to see just how much beauty there is on the planet right now, even through all the turmoil and trauma and old paradigm ways of separation falling away. Like that's all a symptom of the separation consciousness that we've been trained to accept as a given, that we're separate from the other, that there is even such a thing as us versus them. And all of these ways that we have been programmed and bought into this virus mind idea that there is such a thing as separation. And so I am here to flip the switch on that. That's why these experiences where we come together and get to witness each other in all of our, what is emerging, what is alive for us, is so important right now. And the more you can do that in person, and more you can do that online, and really as much as you're able to invest your time and energy into attending these types of events or creating them on your own, that is something that I have done for the last 15 years online. And I use the power of the internet and technology to connect with the others. I've had a gift of being able to find those around the world who resonate with my energy and who are creating beauty all around the planet. And the power of the internet allows us to do that for free. This platform I'm using is being used for free, and a lot of the things that I have to offer are always free. And so, there's so much we can do within our own control to create the spaces that are really resonant for us and that are really going to serve and support us. So right now I'm calling forward all my fellow luminary leaders, my medicine carrier sisters, and anyone who feels like they came here for this time on sacred mission and divine appointment and assignment to anchor in and architect we're like the transition crew, right? We're bringing the planet from this age of separation paradigm, the whole yuga cycles, like all these prophecies have come to a head. And here we are on the cusp of what is, I believe in many of our lifetimes, or it is happening now. We're already in this field of what we could call the new earth paradigm, the new earth consciousness. And it really is a paradigm and a frame and a consciousness within. And so much of the work that is to be done starts from within. And so for me, I found that creativity, which is like my magical tool of choice, and all the modalities that I've learned and trainings and things that I've gone through over the years, creativity is the thread that pulls me all the way through. And being from Hawaii, born and raised here in the islands, there's also such a magical thread as well that I bring into all my spaces of the aloha spirit and of this idea of lokahi, of unity, where even if you imagine Hawaii is known for its lei, which is the garland of flowers that we wear, could be other plant nature material as well. I don't have one on today, but I did bring this beautiful fresh flower from the garden here. And these in Hawaii, there's a lot of kauna or hidden meaning, and it's a very poetic language. We would say pua, being the flower, is also representative not just of the physical manifestation of a flower, it's also each of us as a person. A child is a flower, a person is a flower, you are a flower, I'm a flower, and we each have our own unique expressions. And then the lei metaphor is like the whole unified field of all the flowers together, like this garland that's consciously and intentionally with love woven together with the string that puts all the flowers together, and then it becomes one experience. So I see the metaphor of the lei and the flowers as something that I'm wanting to bring more forward into my work, and we can all use as inspiration. I think we can all agree that there is so much beauty on this planet, and so I'm devoted and committed to continually focusing there and reminding us of these amazing nature treasures and the gift of nature really and our planet to inspire us and assist us to have a place and space to plant our dreams. Like we're all incarnated here and now. Such a gift to be alive on the planet. So whatever you're going through, I know if you're here and you're listening that there was something that brought you to this now moment with me, and I'm so deeply and profoundly grateful for you. And I really want to get to know you and more about your medicine. So I will share a link soon to opt in, to be able to opt in for this series with me. And in the meantime, I wanted to share a card that I pulled. And it's from the Ancient Stones deck. And pohaku are the Hawaiian word for stones and rocks. And so the pohaku card that I pulled today for us is Hidden Treasure. So this is meant to be something that elicits a remembrance in you and a gift that I'm offering to you today. Let's see what you're drawn to about it. You are on the right track. Gift revealed. Within the heart of a humble rock, a profound transformation unfolds in silence, birthing the radiant beauty of a crystal. The hidden treasure card invites us to open our eyes to life's hidden miracles, to look for the blessings that are already here and the ones that are beckoning you forth. So often we give up just before we reach where we're going, losing hope at the very moment we're almost there. In our fast-paced, instantaneous world, where we can order whatever our heart desires with the touch of a button, we've lost the patience and dedication that sometimes is needed to have faith that the treasure we're working towards will arrive. The hidden treasure card is all about gifts emerging. These could be gifts that you possess at a soul level, or it could be the gifts that are coming your way from helpful people, or it could be unexpected gifts that are on their way to you because they're simply part of your path. If you've been working towards something for a long time, this card says keep going, have faith, the treasure is coming. If you have a new passion and are questioning whether you should commit to it, this card is encouraging you to give it all you've got. Regardless of what type of gift is coming to you, this is a very positive card, a good omen, and a sign to keep going and welcome all the good luck that's coming your way. And there's an activation here, open and ready to receive gifts in expected and unexpected ways. I am open and ready to allow the soul gifts that are wanting to emerge in me to do so with ease and joy. And so I love this word emerge. That's in that activation at the end. We are in a very emergent field of time. And I believe in the power of our choice and focus. And that's really the only thing we really have ultimate control over, as long as we have our mental faculties and that we're conscious and choosing to relate with ourselves in a kind of our inner landscape in this way, we have the power to place ourselves in a choice point of I am part of this emergent field. I have agency and I have sovereignty to be able to navigate and chart my course based on this next moment choice and this next moment choice and how I choose to perceive and hold the entire human evolutionary story of what we're choosing to see as this arc of narrative, like what's really going on. And so whatever your spiritual practice or tradition or however you hold this, my sense is that we are all being called awake, sparked awake to remember that internal clarity and sovereignty from within that comes with choice, and that, to trust into even however it looks outside, whatever's going on, quote, out there, no matter what we're seeing, it's all happening for us. It's all part of this universal order and divine dance of remembrance. So whatever you're called to do and however you're called to express it, I invite you now to just be open, as this card has said, to even further and greater hidden treasures within, that there can be even beyond the wildest possibility of imagination that you've been able to allow yourself to even resonate or relate with up until now, that there can be even greater gifts coming online for you. And that is what I've seen, that more and more of us are coming online or awakening to our sacred gifts. I'm going to walk you through what I'm inviting you to. So here we go. So if you go to DewiMaileLim.com, I'm calling forward you, Luminary Sister, Medicine Carrier, and New Earth Architect, to gather with me in sacred creative ceremony and co-creative community. So this is the invitation that you'll see, and I have this flower. I'm going to be sharing that from now on, all of my gatherings, flowers are welcome and encouraged to bring. But this just walks you through what's going on over the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to be hosting 2 New Earth Creatrix circles. And this is time where each of us can be seen and witnessed. And also we'll be going through a process of art making, just really simple things where don't worry if you don't have a lot of art materials with you. I'll make it really accessible. And then I'm going to be hosting a pure creative ceremony that's really about activating fully your sacred mission work through the power of creativity. That's going to be on Tuesday the 10th. I'm going to host a masterclass on the 12th called Resilience Creatrix. Resilience Creatrix is really about how to resource ourselves as as we step into our sacred mission work even more fully and commit fully to trusting that we are the ones that came here to express this divine gift that we are. So I'm going to be talking about what that takes and how we can even more commit fully to the self-care aspect, resting to create. That's my card for the age of Aquarius. She rests to create. And then finally, the closing circle will be on Sunday the 15th. And then once you're in, you're going to see this page, which is another fun video from me thanking you for coming in and for your yes. And then a confirmation of all the dates. And these are really cool circle tips. So this is going to be, again, what I invite everybody to bring to the sessions. If you can, just feel invited to bring these. But if you can't, don't worry, you can still attend. But I wanted to highlight here the flower, which I'm really excited to do some screenshots with all of us with our flowers. And so that is the invitation, and you can go to, I created a short link for this. So here it is, bit.ly/Creatrix Circle. It's bit.ly/Creatrix Circled. That is everything for today. I'm really excited to gather with those of you who feel inspired to be in this emergent field together. I see what I'm creating and inviting you to as the place to come if you're feeling inspired by this idea of anchoring in more of the world we wish to prefer through the beauty way, through the flowers, the simple pleasures and treasures and beautiful delights of this planet. Each of us is in our own flowerhood, and also to use creativity and art making to express ourselves, to process, to compost what we're releasing, to grieve, because that is a necessary aspect of what we're doing and what each of us has felt in our lives at some point, this shared experience of grief individually and collectively. And so I'm going to create space for that. It's not all love and light, although I do see grief as love and light, and I see all of it as love and light. So really it is all love and light, and it's not love and light to bypass the grief and the darkness and those things. It's just, yes, and how are we using these ways where we have had grief and, quote, loss, which I don't really believe in, but the way that we typically think of, quote, loss, the things that are no longer here, the people that are no longer here, the dreams and the visions that maybe weren't quite in alignment in the highest vibration for you to materialize. And so there is a grief or a loss with that. And how can we use that and compost that to fuel and inspire us forward? So we're going to have space for that in these gatherings, as well as just an opportunity to share our voices. It's so important that we are witnessed in a place of reciprocity and deep devotional witnessing and presence and acceptance of our experience. And I like to use a caveat of, and how is it for you? Not to keep perpetuating our stories and the ways we may have spiraled in the past, because really, as I said, this is an emergent field. What I'm inviting the luminary leaders and new earth architects who are called to this forward in is this idea that we are the ones to create the spaces to bring forward that which we envision for ourselves. And in order to do that, we do need to have spaciousness. We do need to make room for those new energies and frequencies that we're anchoring in. So all of that with a celebratory bow wrapped around it, really a divine invitation to play and pray with me in sacred space. So I'm looking forward to seeing who shows up. You are invited and not obligated. So only say yes if this is something that feels resonant and you'd like to have more opportunities to connect with me. I am going to be previewing information about Creatrix Crew as well, which is going to be an ongoing offering that I have for those who want to commit even more fully to using creative ceremony and creative practice as a way to anchor in new ideas, new concepts, new offerings, your launches, anything you're working on that you would like to have more of an emergent field and energetic of this creatrix energy imbued into, and to really inform you. This is the place where we come, new paradigm leaders will come to get colorful and play and express and process and also compost, as well as to reveal and see what's emergent, what wants to come forward. And we get to have conversations about that, and we get to walk each other home through the beauty way path. So thank you so much. I love you all. I totally appreciate your time and energy, and let me know if you have any questions about anything I shared. Aloha, aloha, aloha.